Makes you really.
It's like one of those like icebreaker games that you have to play at like a new school or like a new job or
Can't
something like
stand
that.
up in
That's what
front of
it
the
feels
class.
like.
What's your
Yeah.
name? What's your major? And what's your favorite food?
Yeah. What's your favorite food? Pizza.
This guy sucks. His favorite
This
food's
guy's
pizza.
this guy stinks.
Oh my god. The Job Hunt LLC is sick and tired of this mother fucking bullshit happening at our headquarters. Things are getting so bad, man. So like let's start off today with our first update. First of all, sorry. Hello. Welcome to the Job Hunt LLC. I forgot to say that part because we're mad about the whole thing that's going on over here. Sheik has not done anything to stop the cycle of shit that has been happening in this workplace. Like, seriously, we hired this guy as a security guy, he made his own position and became a DJ, and let me tell you why that's bad. Because this fight between Rosotati and Tyreek has been going on for like a week now, we're on day 7, and things have gotten way fucking worse. They're now fighting in the main room, and Sheik is the fucking DJ? He's like, what's that playlist called? Background music for Rosotati and Tyreek to fight to. He even shared it to me. Woozy not only quit the Job Hunt LLC, got hired at Chick-fil-A, came back, and P-Word Destroyer is tattooing him as we speak. What the fuck is going on? Man, so let me explain to you what's happening today and what today's interview was about. I had to walk outside, and you know, I don't do smoke breaks, I don't do drink breaks, I don't do any of that, but I had to fucking walk outside and take a fucking breather. Okay? As I was walking outside, we noticed that across the hall was a new sign. The Hobbies LLC has officially moved in across the hall from us. I ran into one of their agents downstairs. Ran into one of their agents. And he said, "What the fuck is going on in that room?" And he scolded at me, laughed at me, pissed on the floor next to me, and then spat in my face. But then luckily, we ran into someone. We ran into someone who is a great. You know what? Before that, Dean, get your ass in here.
All right. All right. All right. What's going on? What's going on?
What do you mean what's going on? I just told you. There's a lot
No, I'm
going
just
on.
kidding. I was listening. I was listening. Trust me.
So, we were on the street and we ran into someone who was walking down the street. And she said, this is a very interesting company. And the agent from the Hobbies LLC was like, yeah, you would be a great fit for our company. And she said, no. I want to work for the Job Hunt LLC. So we have her here today. She's an excellent singer. She's an excellent everything else doer too. Great voice, great personality, good friend with a lot of the people we've also interviewed already. Here we have today River Smith. River, how are you doing?
Hi, I'm great now that I'm here.
River was so excited to turn on the microphone and
I was so
speak.
excited. I was like waiting.
So, backstory, quick little backstory on how I ran into River for the first time. The Prime Society concert of January 21st, 2022, where I also met Sheik. River was actually the opener of that entire concert. So there were 4 artists, right?
Yeah.
It was 4 artists. So it was River, if I'm not mistaken, Roso Toddy was there as well. Color 8 Band was there. And it finished with the Prime Society show at the end. It was me and Dean in the crowd. And what happened was I was in the crowd and I saw River Smith. And this was actually a really cool opener because River was there with her entire family, which was really interesting too. Had her brother on the keys. No, sorry. Your mom was on the keys,
Yep. That's
right?
it.
And your brother was like DJing?
Yes.
Okay. That's exactly what it was. So, Dean's going to start off this interview. If you don't mind, Dean asking our first question to River.
Already. You guys probably know the first question by now. I ask it to everyone.
You should give
It's
it
a
a
very
little
simple
twist this
question.
time. You should give it a twist.
A twist. Okay.
I know that's
Well,
really on the spot, but
it's a little on the spot, but that's okay. I ask this to everyone.
Okay.
It's a very simple question, but you can take it as deep as you want. It's tell us about yourself. And
ooh.
specifically, like,
That's a
tell
good
us how
one.
you got into music.
Okay. Yeah, it's like that's such like a and it's supposed to be an easy question, but it's like so hard because like
Yep.
there's so much. Okay, so I'm 23. I was born in Riverside, California. But I was kind of raised between California and Arizona, I would say. I have been doing music since I basically like came out the womb. But I would say that I started like songwriting probably around like 9 or 10 years old. And then I think the age that I was like, I want to make music my career was probably like 16 or like 15 or 16 when I was like, you know what? I don't want to do a 9 to 5. I want to just do music, strictly music for the rest of my life. I would say I'm definitely blessed in that aspect that my parents are in the music business. So my whole family basically does music.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So I would say it's definitely helpful just because, I feel like any other 16-year-old, if they were to come to their parents and be like, hey, like, I just want to do music, I don't want to have like a stable job. I just want to do music. They'd be like, no, that's not happening. But
Right.
my parents were like fully on board and they definitely were like, of course they want me to do music because they love music. So they were like, oh, great. Everybody
They
wants
were
to do
really
it.
supportive.
They're very
Right,
supportive,
yeah.
exactly.
Yep, they're really excited for me. So that was really nice. And then I've just been doing music basically ever since. So
That's amazing. I have two things to say about Dean's question. So the first thing I have to say is California. I've noticed that a lot of people are from fucking California so far, which
Yeah.
is really cool. You're from Riverside.
Yeah.
I already kind of knew when you sent your number over. I was like, oh, that area code.
That's California for sure.
I remember it. I remember it. I have the 818 area code.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm from right in the buttfuck middle of LA.
Okay.
So
Oh, sick.
yeah, I'm from Glendale.
Okay. Yeah,
People.
I would say lived in LA for
Uh-huh.
a little bit. But my dad had like a studio out there. So
Oh.
like I basically lived at the studio for a while and then like our actual place was in Orange County and we would just make the drive to LA all the time.
Okay.
And then I would spend like days in the studio.
Oh,
And
that's really
so
cool.
basically I feel like I lived there. Basically.
Right. Where in LA was it?
Okay, so I just remember
If you
like
remember.
Lincoln. I don't know if
Oh,
you know
okay.
Boulevard.
Yeah.
And then it was kind of like going from Lincoln on the way to like 3rd Street Promenade, going into Santa Monica. So it was like
Oh.
somewhere in between there.
Oh, okay. That's really cool. Oh, wow. It's a nice place to live.
Yeah,
I
it
was
was
just in
really
Santa
nice.
Monica for spring break.
Dean loves
Oh,
Santa
I
Monica.
love Santa Monica. Like if I could pick a place in California to live, it'd definitely be there.
Really?
Yeah, I love that place. I just feel like it's like the perfect balance between like chill and like kind of crazy. Like
Right.
crazy, like in Venice is like a couple minutes away. So like if I want to experience that, I can go. But it's like chill at the same time. I really like
Exactly. I feel like I tell a lot of people this, but like Phoenix does not have like the diversity and like the craziness that LA does. That's what I love the most about LA. It's just like how like diverse it is. And that's
Yeah.
with like everything like music, personality. But when I think of that statement, I always think of Santa Monica.
Yeah.
I feel like that's where you see it the
Totally
most.
different types of people.
Oh yeah.
That like I was in what's it called? What? It was like a boutique kind of thing, but like they had other clothes there too. It wasn't just like dresses and shit, but they were selling out. Like they were out of business, so they're giving away a lot of their clothes. So I wasn't there, and they were playing this song called Bongos and Tambourines. I forget the artist, but I was in there. I heard it, and I was like, "Yep, I can make an entire Spotify playlist to this." Like
Really?
this is amazing, and that happened on like 6 or 7 different instances in Santa Monica.
Yeah.
Like I was just walking around with Shazam on.
Yeah, like I feel like you never know what to expect really. Like you could walk on one street and see a celebrity, like you could just see like basically anything. And so I think I like that about like California. And like I have been to other places, like I've been in New York and stuff like that, but I don't know, it just doesn't give me the same vibe. Like
Oh, okay.
California is just like an entirely different feeling.
Definitely, it's like where you grew up and like what's like that's what like your personality. You have the LA personality, that strength of it.
Thank you.
Have you been to any other like cities in the United States, or have you lived anywhere else?
Um, when I was younger, so like my parents traveled a little bit for music. When I was really, really little, we moved to London for a little bit.
Oh,
I don't really remember much about it. But I know we lived there. And then other than that, I've just made like my own trips, like to visit friends. Like my best friend lives in New York. So like
okay.
I always have an excuse to go to New York. So I'll go there. My one of my best friends lives in Colorado. So I've been to
Oh,
Colorado. I've been to Georgia. And I
oh,
think
Georgia's fun.
that's really it.
Me and Dean were just talking about Colorado.
Really, what about it?
It was a brief conversation. We were in the in and out line, and
Oh.
Dean, oh, if you could help me out remembering this conversation. Oh my God, what were we talking about? We were
Well, I
talking
just
about
feel like no, we were discussing. Excuse me. Sorry, I just had some in and out. But yeah, we were talking about how, at least in my opinion, I feel like everyone in Arizona wants to move to Colorado.
yes,
I agree with that. I think either like Colorado, Oregon, or Seattle. Like I feel like that's like the three places that everybody wants to move to.
yeah,
100%.
I don't like I love Colorado. I love it. But I think coming from LA, like it's just like too like slower pace for me.
yeah.
Like, I like the city life type of thing.
Mm.
But it's so beautiful. Like I loved seeing all the greenery there and everything. Like it was so nice. But I don't know. I just feel like I need like that busy lifestyle type of thing.
Exactly. I always talk about this trip I just recently went on to Nebraska, and all of the big cities that we stopped in. So Albuquerque, Denver, Omaha, and Lincoln. I was like, damn, these cities are so small. I was like, are these even cities? But then I remembered, I was like, damn, I grew up in LA. That city is huge.
Yeah, it's
And so like I just automatically think that like all of the other cities are way slower paced too, like you were saying, like super slow pace, super small. It's like I suffer in those kinds of situations. Even Phoenix is a little bit of a stretch for me.
yeah, like I feel like now that I'm getting older, Phoenix has a little bit more of appeal to me. Now
Mhm.
that like I can go to like bars and like stuff like that and meet more people, it's more appealing to me.
Right.
But when I was in high school, I was like, I can't do this. Like I gotta get out of here. Like this is crazy. Like there's nothing to do.
Exactly.
So, but it's better now, thankfully. But yeah.
That's good. So you've been around. You've like seen a lot of the United States, and so has your parents. Also,
Yeah.
I bet. So like, what did your parents like? What were their specialties in music?
So both of my parents are songwriters.
Oh, okay.
My dad is a producer as well. So they worked on like lots of stuff,
Wow.
especially back in the day. They worked for Destiny's Child and Fergie and
Oh wow.
CC Winans. So like growing up with that, I think it definitely helped me a lot, kind of understand the music business.
Right.
Like I kind of can't imagine like not growing up with that and having to figure out like every single thing out on my own. Like that'd be definitely difficult.
Right. You had the
Even
first-hand experience.
Right, exactly. Like I'm having someone able to like pass the torch off to me and say like, this is how you get started. Of course, like the music business is hard, so they definitely don't give me like an easy way out of it
Right.
or anything or into it. But like when I was younger, my mom was also a vocal teacher in LA. And so every Saturday, I just remember we'd get up super early and we'd drive to LA and I would just watch her like critique these people basically about singing and just like tell them how good or how what they need to work on and everything. And I think that definitely stems from like me wanting to perform as well, like not just being a songwriter. Because my parents definitely just took like the songwriting and producing, kind of like the behind the scenes like
Oh,
route
okay.
with it. But I think growing up around that, it made me want to be like, I want to be on stage and like I want to do all of it basically.
Right.
So I think that definitely helped me. And my dad, he was also before he met my mom, he was a dancer, and he
Oh.
like toured the world like dancing basically.
Oh damn.
So
Was he like in like his own like dancing, like interpretive dancing and shit like that, or was he like backup dancing for other
he was
artists?
backup dancing. So like
Oh,
it was
okay.
for I don't remember which group. He's gonna be so mad at me that I don't remember what group it's for. but he used to be like the backup dancer in a group. And it's funny because like I'll find some of the videos like on YouTube and stuff, and I'm like, who's that? That's my dad. Like, that's weird. But yeah, he's gonna be so mad at me for not remembering. But yeah, he used to do like backup and stuff. So.
Oh, damn, that's cool. That's so fire. So we've talked a little bit about like your roots and like where you came from and that kind of stuff. But you do have a new song coming out. I feel like this is a good like way to segue into like the music that you've been making. I know Dean has a good load of questions about your music.
Oh, I'm excited.
I'm sure. I hope we'll get through all of them. August 5th. This is a song me and Dean have not been ready to listen to. I mean, have not been able to listen to yet, as it's the middle of July right now, and you know we haven't listened to it yet. The song comes out on August 5th, but it's called "Liar, Cheater, Lover," if I remember correctly.
Liar, cheater, loser.
Loser. Liar, cheater, loser. Sorry, that's
No, you're
-1 for Alex today. But tell us a little bit about.
Tally on the side.
Yeah, we have the point system. 1 million, 1. Dean. What's Dean scores looking like? But yeah, tell us about that song a little bit. Like, what's it gonna be about? Like, how's the production like?
Yeah, so like the backstory to that song, I wrote that song, I would say like 3 years ago.
Oh wow.
And I think I had the like idea in my head, just like liar, cheater, loser. Like that's like the idea I had in my head. And then I just kind of shelved it. I don't really know why. Like I just like put it to the side and never really came back to it. And then I think a year later, what I usually do, like when I feel like I want to write a song, I'll go through my voice memos, like old voice memos. And if something like inspires me, I'll like finish the song. So I listened to that and I was like, why didn't I finish this? Like, this is kind of sick. Like, I like this.
Yeah, of course.
And so I was just like, I'll just finish it now. So I finished it. Me and my dad are like a dream team when it comes to like vocals. Like, he records all my vocals. And I was like, yeah, I have this idea for a song, and I just want to put like a demo down, basically.
Oh, okay.
And so he helped me put the demo down, and it just kind of helps me like listen to the song back and like add stuff to it, stuff like that. But I didn't have any idea like where I wanted to go with the track. Like I didn't know if I wanted it to be pop or if I wanted it to be R&B. Like I really just didn't have a clear vision for it.
Right.
And so I think I remember listening to one of my friend's songs and I was like, the track is really good. Like, who does your tracks? And she's like, oh, this guy named J Reid, like he's in Prime Society.
Oh, J Reid.
And I was like, okay, like I'll hit him up. And it's funny because like me and Jordan or J Reid like have completely different points of view of the story. This is my point of view. And I hit him up and I'm like, hey, like I heard what you did on so-and-so's track. Like, can you help me? I don't really have a vision. Like, go crazy. Like, do whatever you want to this, basically. And he sent me it. And, like, from the first idea, I was like, oh, my gosh. Like, this is amazing. Like, this is exactly what I wanted. And I didn't know it.
Right.
Yeah, basically. And so I was like, we have to do more stuff together. Like, we have to finish this. And so that's just basically, like, the birth of Liar, Cheater, Loser. And I never really like wrote the song about anybody or just like about a situation. I was just like, oh, that kind of sounds cool, like all together. And then I think the first line of the song is like, I never thought you'd do this. Well, maybe I did. And then after I wrote that, I was like, I have the whole song now. Pretty much.
That's actually what I was gonna ask. I was gonna ask if like this song was like inspired by anyone or like if there's like a story behind it.
Yeah, it's
but you just kind of like those words.
Yeah, like I like those words. And it's funny because when I originally wrote the song, it wasn't about anybody. And then as time progressed, like stuff just started happening to me, and I was like, hey, now I have like
now I have someone to blame.
It, like now it's true. So I think that definitely helped in like, me and J Reid would like sit down and say like, what do we want to add to it? Like what backgrounds do we want to add to it? Stuff like that. And I think those experiences like throughout the years definitely helped me like add to the song for sure.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say like on the other side of that too, like I think writing songs about like people but like there's no specific target is the best way to get your lyrics out, Because then you could just say whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
if you're talking to person A, or if you're talking about person A in a song, and you're like, oh yeah, person A is a bitch, and you're like, oh wait, what if he or she listens to this? Like, oh fuck,
Right,
wait, I
yeah.
can't say that. If it's not about anyone, you don't have anything to worry about.
Exactly. And like, I think basically all my songs are kind of like that. Like, I kind of think of what scenarios, or maybe things like my friends went through, or like some of my songs, like partially they are experiences that happened to me. But I'm like, what if I didn't handle it the way that I did? Like, what if I like just went off the rails and crazy? Like, what would that be like? And then being able to like put into a song kind of helps me like live through that, if that makes sense. Like, it kind of helps me just like branch into that multiverse and live
Just
out
like
that whole thing.
like commonly shared experiences.
Right, exactly. And like,
Yeah.
It is nice to be able to like even like some of my friends have been able to hear Liar True Loser, and just like being able to be like, oh, like I felt that way, but I didn't know how to say it, or like how to describe it, and like being able to describe it for them is like the best feeling ever.
Right, and you said it in your song. How exactly? If
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken, we have heard the song before. You performed it.
I did perform it at Rebel Lounge.
Now I remember. I
Yes.
remember because we were sitting there.
That's how I remember it.
Liar, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And we were like doing like the hand shit, and we were screaming, and then, like I cried a little bit because I was like, I had no one to cry about.
I'm glad that you guys liked it. Yeah, I was very excited to perform it because that was like the first listen basically, and I'd been like keeping it to myself all this time, and like
that's so cool.
Being able to let people hear it, I was like, do you like it? Like, is it good? Like, how do you feel about it?
I think one of the moments I like very clearly remember was when Alex was like, "I love you, River."
Hey,
you're like, thank you.
Hey, we don't know if that was said. We don't know if this is all an allegation
or deny that was exactly you. But I think I remember because I did do the hand signs.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember someone in the crowd being like, I swear she's looking at me when she's saying loser. And I'm like, what? And like, I can't say it on stage. And I'm like, what the hell? I promise. I love you. Like, don't worry about it.
Oh, no. Yeah, that performance was really good. Okay, so me and Dean have a lot of experiences with like different concerts and different events that we've been to. And I can assure you that about 60 to 65% of the concerts that we go to, and I could like list off a couple too, always have openers that are not enjoyable. I won't say they're like bad artists.
Yeah.
But they're not enjoyable artists to listen to. When I saw Lucky, I don't know if you're familiar with Lucky's music or who he is.
Yeah, for sure.
He performed at the Nile Theater on the higher level. He performed there, and he had 6 openers or so.
Oh, wow.
And their music was like, I was like, if I was listening to this in a car, I'd like it. But like, they'd all just be like standing on stage, and it's either like a mix of stage fright, or they're just like not like active artists. Like they don't like portray their voices well. It happened at the Sheck West concert too that I went to. There were like 10 openers, and I was like, God, like this is so hard to sit through.
Oh.
Yeah, like six openers is just way too many.
It's
like
too
you're just
much.
That's just tedious. Yeah.
And when they're all drained in the beginning, it's like, damn, now I have to wait even longer for this artist to come out. But then there are performances like yours and like Art Thief, for example, when Art Thief opened for Thank You Scientist, Dean, if you remember that. And then there are like other openers like that. I went to a metal concert. The openers are all phenomenal. That make you actually engage with the whole show, and you're like, damn, I paid $15 for this fucking show, and I'm really using all $15 on this shit. Like, this is amazing.
Oh, I'm glad you guys liked it. Yeah, it's definitely nerve-wracking being an opener, just because, like, you don't know how many people just came for you, you know? So it's like, how do I make them not want to just think about other stuff while I'm on stage? You know, it's definitely harder work. I've opened for other people before. It's kind of nice, you know, because, you know, me and Prime Society, we're all pretty close. Me and the Color 8 were pretty close. Me and Rose Toddy were close. So it was nice having that, like, support system behind me, like, knowing that they believed in me just as much as, like, I did, you know. And it was a sold-out show, which was great. I was so super thankful for that. And just everybody that bought tickets for me, just knowing like, and I don't really have music out like that, you know, like I have really old stuff out, but like nothing out right now. So just knowing that they kind of see my potential a little bit was really nice. Like just being like, okay,
Right.
maybe they'll think I'm doing pretty good.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, it was definitely nerve wracking, but it was 100% worth it for sure.
And it was specifically Roso Toddy. In our interview with Roso Toddy, he said, we're me, Prime Society, and like everyone else in like the Phoenix community is creating like a military campaign against Arizona. Do you remember Toddy saying that?
Yeah, he definitely made like some kind of analogy like that.
Yeah.
It like really shows like how like close he can bring a community of people. And like it just looks like you guys all have such like a nice circle going on, especially in Phoenix when like music isn't like what we're known for.
Right.
We're known for heat and bullshit.
Yeah.
We're not really like a music city, so it's like hard to like bring yourself up in a city like Phoenix or like Portland or Seattle. Like it's not, you don't see it very often. So
yeah, I definitely agree. Like, and it's crazy because like thinking back when I released music like way long ago. And I was living in Arizona and it was just like I didn't know anybody that like made music. And it's crazy because like I haven't known Prime Society or the Color 8 or like Rosatati, like I haven't known them for even a year yet, you know. And it's like being able to connect with them on that level in such a short time, like it's definitely like I'm very lucky, you know, to have met them and like have met J Reid and everything, just because like I wouldn't know where I'd kind of be, you know, especially in Phoenix. Like I definitely feel like Phoenix, it's a little bit more difficult with music. Like you said, like we're not known for music.
yeah.
So finding people that want to work with you, especially because in such a tight like market for music in Phoenix, it kind of feels like, you know, you don't want that person to blow up more than you is what a lot of people feel like.
Yeah. It's a competition.
Right, exactly. And it's nice to meet people that want to work together and want to see each other, you know, grow and get better. And like, because that's how I definitely feel about all my friends. Like when if something happens for them, I'm so excited.
Right.
And it's just as excited as I would be as if something happened to me. And like, I know that they feel the same way. And so it's so great to be able to be in that circle for sure.
Exactly. And Rose, oh, sorry, Dean, I see you've unmuted. I don't want
to. Oh, I was going to say like, oh no, you're good. You're good. All I was going to say is that, I was like, I think you guys like collectively can definitely give Phoenix like its own sound.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Okay, good. That's definitely the goal, because of course it's easy to just be like, you know what, we're just gonna go somewhere else. Like let's just go to LA or let's go to New York. But you know, it's nice to be able to have other artists come up to us and be like, hey, like can we work with you guys, or like are you guys looking for people, like and of course we're always like, yeah, like if you can do anything, like we're definitely here to help you.
Yeah.
And I think that there are people that need to be that, because if there isn't, then a lot of dreams are just gonna die, you know. And it's like you want to be able to make it out of your hometown and be like, yeah, like I came from Phoenix and this is how I did it, and kind of inspire all the newer artists. So it's nice to be able to do that.
Exactly. You can make yourself the Brockhampton of Phoenix, Arizona.
Exactly.
Brockhampton. Me and my brother were actually talking about Brockhampton. Like, there's like, if you need a producer, there's a producer in Brockhampton. If you need like a singer, there's singers. Rapper, you want rapper? There's a rapper. Sound engineer, they have everything that you could possibly need. Like, as a collective, they're all Brockhampton. There's like 15, 20 fucking people.
Yeah.
And the thing I was gonna say about like the competition and like the community building is, me and my brother actually met Roso Toddy first through his music industry club at Arizona State University. I don't know if you've heard anything about that, but it was really like eye-opening, because the first thing I thought about was this club isn't for me. But then after that, I thought about the fact that like, wow, he's really good at bringing people together, because I was immediately Snapchatting people or like texting people inside of that club. That's how I met Zen Wisdom, if you're familiar with him. And then there's like a couple other people in that club that I've also met. But Roso Toddy is very good at bringing people together. I don't know if you have any like personal first-hand experience with that, or any encounters with him doing something like that.
Yeah, like I think it was on Halloween. I went to his Halloween show. Um and it kind of felt like when you were there, everyone was like friends. And
Right.
like they could have been strangers or they could have all been really close and I would have never knew. Like I still don't know, like to this day. But he just kind of made everyone feel like, we're all here together. Like let's make an experience together.
Exactly. You're all there for the
And
same
yeah.
reason.
Exactly. And that's kind of how he said it too. It was just like, we're all here for a reason. We're all here together. So like say hello to the person next to you. Like become friends with each other.
Right.
So I think it's really good that he does that for sure.
Were you at Prime Society's show at the Underground on June 10th?
I don't think so. I go to a lot of their shows. I'm not gonna
Okay.
lie. They're such great performers. So
The one they had last month at the Underground.
I don't think so.
It was the exact same thing that you were saying. It was like everyone was like talking to each other. I met a lot of cool people at that concert.
Yeah.
And the big thing about that is I brought my friend. Actually, I have a picture from that concert. This is a picture that Joji took. I don't know if you've met Joji before, but he's a photographer.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah. So it was me, my friend Sapna, and my friend Harrison. But Sapna has never met any of these people before. And I was like, Sapna, we're gonna have a great time at this concert. It's like such a good like experience just talking to other people and like meeting new people. And that's exactly what happened. We met a bunch of cool new people at that concert. Especially Zahir. I don't know if
Oh yeah.
you have or if you've like spoken to Zahir before, if you've met him.
I don't think
He's an excellent artist. Like seriously, like I will promote this guy until I die.
so.
He was such a good artist, and he's on the list of openers that for me is like it just made the show like super good. Like set a really good precedent for like the tone of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's listen to him.
definitely. I'll send you the link after this interview. So River, I have to ask you. You said on your like on your streaming platforms, you have a bunch of old stuff out.
Too.
So now I feel inclined to ask, and I know Dean's kind of thinking the same thing. We don't want to look like River Smith, like super fans or anything, but when's the album coming out? Where's the album? Drop it today. No, but seriously, do you have any plans for an album coming out or anything like that?
I definitely do. I would say just like how me and my dad are like the dream team of vocals, me and J Reid are like the dream team when it comes to songs. Like we have so many songs that we've been just doing in like the past couple months.
Oh shit.
So an album is definitely in the works.
That's crazy.
We definitely have a goal to Liar She Loser won't be the last thing released this year.
Uh-huh.
That's what I'm gonna say.
Ooh.
That's gonna be that's a good goal to have. It makes me and Dean very happy.
I'm excited for you guys to hear. Like, it's crazy because like listening to the songs, like we're just like, we just want to release them right now.
Right.
Like, we want everyone to hear it.
Exactly.
But it's definitely worth the wait for sure.
When you make music, would you say you're more of like a perfectionist type, or more like just like release shit and like hope someone like finds something that they like out of my like whole bunch of music? Because me and my brother, that's how I am. I just release shit. Like I do not care. Like I'm just like ooh, like like sending shit out. But then my brother has never released a single one of his songs in his life, and they're all like flawless, like amazing songs. But he just won't release it. He always finds a problem with it, so he'll just never release it. So like, what type of personality are you when you're like thinking of releasing a song?
I'm 100% a perfectionist.
Yeah.
Like honestly, it's a curse at this point. And I think it's like I would say like I'm like your brother and J Reid is like you because like he's like, dude, like stop thinking about it that hard. Like it sounds perfect. Like it's amazing. And it's funny because we'll be sitting in a session and he's like, okay, so what do you need to be done with the song? Like, what do you need to do? And I'm like, there's just one word that's like bugging me so bad. Like
we need to re-record it
and re-record it. And he's like, he'll call everybody in the room and he's like, do you guys hear what he's talking about? Like, is it me? Like, but it's how I've been my whole life. Like, to me, something has to be perfect. And I think it's just because, like, in my mind, I think of like, oh, this is going to be attached to my name for the rest of my life. Like, I want it to be perfect. Like, I can't take it back once I posted it. And like I said, like Liar She Loser has been being worked on for years. And so I think like I'll shelve it and then I'll come back and I'm like, oh, there's more stuff I need to do.
Yeah. Like, I gotta fix a couple things, but now you think the song is perfect.
Right. Thank you. I hope so. I mean, like that's the thing too, is like, I'm like, you know what? I'm the type of person that doesn't need a date in mind. Like, I'm like, once we have a date, that's the date. I'm not changing it. Like, there's nothing I can do about it. Right. Like, this is the deadline. That's it. So I'm definitely perfectionist, but I'm getting out of it for sure. I'm getting better. I'm getting better, I promise.
Dean, do you remember? All right, guys, Supersonic 2, November 2020. All right, guys, Supersonic 2, February 21. And then April 21.
And then it just kept going and kept going.
That's how I feel sometimes, for real. I'm like,
just edge your fan base.
Yep. Hey, I used to be the fan base. I was just promoting everything that you would promote, and it just kind of kept happening.
Finally dropping. Wait, never
guys,
mind.
It's finally coming. Wait, never mind. Take that back.
Whoops. I would say that feeling, River, is comparable to... Okay, so let's say you just had a huge house party, right? And everything is just fucked up about your house. Okay, wait, let me get there. This is sounding bad at first, but you'll see what I'm about to say. You're like, all right, so what I need to do is I need to pick up all this trash off the floor. And then, oh shit, I need to wipe down the counters. I need to wipe down this. I need to wipe down that. And then, like, I need to fix the couches and shit. And it's like, all right, there has to be something else. Like, oh shit, someone threw a rock through my window. I didn't even realize. So it's like, I have to get the window fixed. And you just keep going. Eventually, like 2 weeks later, you keep finding shit wrong, but you're like, all right, like, I just need to keep doing this. So there are the people that will just leave it alone, and then there are the people that need to sit there and make sure that everything is fixed, and there's always something wrong. It's like leaving your house and remembering that your stove is on. Yeah. No, sorry. Like leaving your house and feeling like your stove is on 24/7, even though it's not.
Yeah.
You know, same feeling. Like, it just...
I definitely agree. Like, and it's funny because, like, when you first said, like, yeah, it's like a house party, I was like, what? And then when you described it, it's definitely true. Because, like, and that's the thing. Like, the person that doesn't care about all the stuff wrong with their house will probably throw a great house party. Like, just as great as the person that, like, is so nitpicky about their house.
Exactly.
Like, they're both going to throw great house parties. So, like,
it just depends on how you approach the cleanup after.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, it just depends on how you treat the house party once it's happening. Like, it just completely depends. So, that's a good...
I could have just said that.
I'm not gonna lie.
I said another essay.
I'm not gonna lie. I did not know where that analogy was gonna go. When you mentioned a house party, I was like, what does that have to do with anything? But now it makes sense.
Like, what are you saying about my music? It's a shit show. No, that's not where I was going whatsoever. I was going more towards like the building of a song. Is it comparable to like building your house back to a clean state? But nah, that just sounded like I was insulting River's music, and I'm very sorry.
I didn't think that, so it's okay.
All right, that's good. Yeah, no, but no kidding. I mean, it's such like a hard process, but I'm really like I'm surprised by the fact that you have J Reid specifically behind your back. I knew you worked with a team because like your mom's already in like the scene with music, and like your brother's also there. I'm sure your brother's an amazing producer as well.
Yes.
And then like your dad's also in production. And I thought you'd be working with one of them mostly, but seeing that J Reid's helping a lot, because I only like I know I'm wrong, but like I thought J Reid was only like a bass player, part of a band.
Okay.
I didn't know that he really like did his own stuff.
Like, yeah, he does everything really. I mean, like even on, I guess spoiler, but even on like the stuff that the newer stuff that I'm working on, like there's a lot of people from the Prime Society and the Color 8, like,
oh shit,
you know, like Juan from Prime Society would be like, you know, I'll put piano on that, like if you want, and then like,
oh, that's really cool.
Color 8, but I'll play guitar or I'll do drums on that. So it's really nice. And yeah, like when I first started making music, it was definitely like my brother and my dad, like they were the core team, and like that was it.
Right.
Now that I have like all these other people behind me as well, like J Reid did the production, he did the bass, he did the piano, like he does everything on Liar True Loser. And then my dad helped just mix it, and we sent it for mastering, and that was it.
Holy shit. Wow. I'm just saying like that. It's super cool that you have like such a strong team behind you, like such like a good foundation. Because a lot of people, when they start making music, they have their laptop, and they have learn music theory in 30 minutes YouTube video up with them at the same time, and they're like, all right, well, here I go, and they're on some like crazy like GAW, and it's like, okay, like where do I go from here? I don't know. Like, they have to learn by themselves, but like you have like your parents, your brother, you have like fucking all of Prime Society, Toddy.
Yeah.
Like, it just you're in such a good position to just skyrocket and blow up right now.
She's got that army.
Yeah, like that, like Todd was saying, like it's military for real, because like I do agree, military I don't know what I would do without them, like especially like my dad too, like just being just that person. I'm like, hey, I have this idea, like can you help me real quick? Like he was always like, yeah, like we'll do it right now. And my brother is the same way. Like when we booked for Rebel Lounge, I think I knew I was performing for Rebel Lounge 2 weeks before.
Oh shit.
And I was like, I hadn't performed in years, basically, when it came to like a show where you sell tickets and you do all that. And I was like, you know what, I'll do it. And I asked my brother, I was like, hey, I need help for my show. Like, are you down? And he was like, for sure. Like, I'll do it right now. Like, whatever you need, we got you. And my mom was the same way. And it's funny because my mom's like, I want to be on stage. Like, can I just be back in the back, like playing the piano?
Of course.
And it's interesting that you knew it was my mom, because some people were like, oh, your friend is like really good at the piano. And I was like, that's my mom. And like, my mom was like, don't tell them I'm your mom. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, tell them I'm your sister. Cool. Tell them I'm your sister.
Right. I'm like, yeah, tell them I'm your sister. But like, it's so nice to have that support system behind me for sure. And I know a lot of people, like you said, like, if they want to make music, they have to like look up everything. Like they don't have any of the tools there for them. So I'm definitely very, very blessed to be able to have those people around me to like be like, you know, and they definitely do teach me along the way. Because then I'm sure J Reid will attest to this, that I'm very like, I'm a question person. So like, if I don't know how to do something, I will ask like every single detail. So I'm always texting him like, hey, so like, how do I do this? Or how do I do this? And he's like, can you just, let me show you everything. And next time you won't have to do all this, and like text me.
Yeah.
So it is nice that I have that like patience behind it too. Because like, there's a lot of stuff I don't know. And I have to be like, hey, I don't know how to do this at all. Like, can you teach me how? And hopefully I'll be able to teach someone else, because I definitely want to do that for someone.
You've definitely learned a lot. You have, I feel like now's like a good time to ask, because you've mentioned that you have J Reid behind you. J Reid produces. You have your father, producer. You have your brother, producer. Do you have, are you like, have you ever been in a position where you've like produced your own songs?
Yeah, for sure. Especially like songs that I want to create demos to. I have had to, you know, get on the piano or pull up Logic and like do all that stuff. Luckily they were able to teach me at least the basics to start to do that. And yeah, I've definitely had to do it myself before. It's not the best beat ever, you know, like it's like very basic. Like I'll lay down piano, I'll lay down guitar, you know, like I'll add drums, like stuff like that. Nothing too crazy, but usually I'm able to just like set down a basis, especially when like my dad's at work or my brother's at work. Like I'm not just going to sit around and wait, you know, for them to get back. So especially when you're in that mode of like, I have this idea and like, I really want to hear it like, come to life. So I'll definitely do that for sure.
Exactly. It's interesting that you said you're producing on Logic Pro. Everyone we've asked so far what they produce on, Function Space was the craziest one for me, because he produces on something called Reaper.
Yeah.
And Reaper, I've heard of Reaper, but I was like, damn, people use that? That's crazy.
You're like, that's actually being used by someone?
Right, but it's mostly just Ableton or sometimes FL Studio. but it's never. I'm yet to hear Logic, and I think it's so important to like know Logic like it's the back of your hand,
Yeah.
just because that's like the current industry standard. Is to like know how to use Logic. But yeah, personally, myself, I'm a FL Studio warrior.
Okay. You're an advocate.
I would never publicly say that FL Studio is a good DAW. But what I will say publicly is they changed the name of FL Studio just for me. It now stands
Okay.
for Leon Studio. So
Wow. I didn't see the
Wow.
press release about that. That's amazing, though. I'm
Thank
very
you.
I haven't heard of that one before.
No,
I
it's
said the
great.
same thing with Function Space. That didn't actually happen, but yeah. But I mean, like seriously though, like Logic Pro is so like advanced, and it's such a good thing to learn how to use. And I really want to learn how to use it. So like, if you had to give tips to anyone, what do you think would you say is like your specialty in production?
Oh wow.
Like, what would you be
We
the
asked the
most
hard
helpful like
questions.
explaining
If
someone?
I were to explain like production, like what's the most important thing to know about it?
No, like I mean, like what's like about like what about you?
Mhm.
Hold on, let me think of how to ask this question because even I don't know how to ask this question. What do you think you're the best at when you're producing
There we
Oh,
go.
that you
okay.
can like explain to someone else when they're learning Logic?
I think I'm very good at like lining things up correctly. Like when it comes to like if I'm laying down piano, guitar, or drums. At first, like of course the first time I used it, like the piano started one point and then the drums started way after, and I was like, what? Like how do I make them align? Like so I'm pretty good at that, just like aligning everything and making it sound like how I want in my head.
Right.
I'm pretty good at like being like, okay, I have a pretty clear vision usually when it comes to like putting demos down, especially. But just like, okay, I really want it to sound like this. And so I'm able to like find the sound and upload it in there and everything. So I think I'm pretty good at that.
Right. That's amazing. I like the whole rearrangement. I mean, like it's such like a thing that's like slept on. I feel like in the production community, rearranging your songs is like most of the fucking work.
Yeah.
Honestly, there's such like a strong psychology behind rearranging your songs a specific way. If it's in this mood, you have to like make things come in at this time and this time to keep the audience more engaged. The
Right.
first song I think of where I was like, holy shit, the rearrangement on this is amazing is Look at Me by XXX Tentacion. I mean, like,
Huh.
starts off like immediately. You know, at least his SoundCloud version. It starts off immediately, like the hook hits, and then the real intro rolls around, and the hook hits again, and he has parts that cut out here and there, and like the cutouts are like perfectly timed.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't realize this, but because he did that in his songs, it was so genius. That's the thing that kept people engaged. And it's like, oh, like I need to keep hearing this beat drop, for example,
Yeah.
like after these cutouts. Like
It's like having the intro be like a cliffhanger, and you're like, oh, I gotta listen to more.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's the whole psychology behind like rearrangement. That's so important. You know,
Yeah,
because
I
people
agree.
just like lay it out and it's like, all right, like that wasn't interesting at all.
Yeah. And I think
Yeah.
a lot of the people like I listen to and stuff, I think, especially growing up, like in the music business, I'm able to like, I hear certain stuff like that where I'm like, I kind of am able to pick songs apart. And I think it also is kind of like a curse because I can't listen to like a basic song and be like, oh yeah, this is great.
Right.
So like being able to hear all the arrangements and the details and stuff, it really, I think that's most of the songs that I really like. It's like when I can tell they really put that detail and like into it for sure.
So
Right.
speaking of inspirations and things like that, what would you say are like your biggest inspirations and influences when you're making your music?
Whew, let me think.
Also included in that question is the package of who are your favorite artists.
Okay. So I think,
Lot to unpack.
yeah, it's okay. It's a three-part. I got it.
This
So
is an FBI investigation.
it's okay. So I think the person that kind of influences me, inspires me the most is John Bellion.
Ooh.
I have like all of his
Ooh.
albums on my wall. But just like he is like the master of detail and just like the way he structures songs. I think he's just like, to me, the best all around artist. Like he's good lyrically. He knows how to produce. He knows how to make arrangements. He knows how to instruct like an orchestra basically for his own songs. And so like I think I really admire being able to really like think of something in your head and literally just like spit it out right then and there, like exactly what you want. I think I really admire that.
I was gonna say, because you have the definition up there, at least from what I can see from what you're covering, the definition. And what was the other one?
I have the definition, Glorious on Prep, and the separation.
There you go. Yeah. I couldn't see the separation. You've been covering it.
Yeah, I'm honestly like a super fan when it comes to John Bellion. Like that's the one artist that like when I like go to his concerts, I'm like, oh my gosh, like it's him, crazy. Like that's like the one artist I'll do that for.
Have you seen him live?
Yes, I've seen him 3 times live.
Oh my god, that's a dream concert.
Certified super fan.
I'm a certified super fan because 2 of them I went by myself. I didn't go with anybody.
Oh
and
shit!
Like everyone dropped out, and I was like, oh, I'm still gonna go to this. Like, there's no way I'm missing out.
Oh, of course.
So I went by myself, and honestly, it was tight. Like I liked it. I loved it. So I'm definitely a super fan for sure.
Hey guys, it's MORKOS, the editor, and I just wanted to say that what Alex is gonna say here is very, very bold. Be careful. This is a warning. Thank you, MORKOS. So kind of like a stem off. I also see that you have the Rex Orange County up there. You have the Flower Boy up there. But I'm not going to ask about those quite yet. What I do want to ask about is I feel like this is a bold statement, but most John Bellion fans are also Bon Iver fans.
I'm not.
Really?
I don't really. I mean, I'm not going to say I'm not a fan. I just don't listen to them. Like, I've never really heard music. I probably would like it. I've
never heard of like John Bellion and Bon Iver like having the same fan base.
Am I tripping?
You might be tripping.
I've heard like John Bellion fans like AJR a lot.
AJR, yeah.
Or Kanye West. Usually.
Yeah.
True. AJR just made oh my god, I can't remember the album right off the top. Was it OK Orchestra that they just made?
I love AJR too. So yeah.
Yeah, I know OK Orchestra. Like, I listened to that album, like, very briefly, just one time through, and I liked it, but that was also my first introduction to AJR. I really feel like they're a band that you really just, like, it grows on you more than anything.
Yeah, for sure. You have to listen to, like, their older projects first, because I feel like their newest projects are so catered to their fan base. Like, it's definitely, like, you have to have a taste for that sort of, like, you kind of know how they are, basically. Like, nothing will surprise you at this point. Like, you're like, oh, this is them. Like, that's how I felt about OK Orchestra, too. Like, some of the songs, I was like, if I would have listened to this as, like, my first introduction to them, I don't know if I would like it. But since I've been listening to them for years, I'm like, this is great.
More and more. And the first introduction I had, like, the thing that, like, kind of, like, introduced me to AJR was Mr. Anthony Fantano. I can never stand behind that guy's music just because he's like, oh, you like this album? You're weird. You know, like, he like really loves to debate music. Yeah. And I was like, look, I'm not gonna believe that he rated this album a not good out of 10 because he did. He said the album was not good. And I was like, now I need to go listen to it for myself and see if I like it. I actually thought it was like pretty good. Like, I did not think it was a bad project.
He definitely scares me. I think that's like big nightmare fuel when it comes to like releasing albums. I'm like, I just hope that guy doesn't get a hold of it. I hope I don't have to face that man because he's scary.
He just articulates his words in such a prominent and
right, and it's like a lot of the artists that I really like, I'm like, oh yeah, there is no way that he's not giving this less than this rating, and he does every time, and I'm like, there's just no way, like there's no way.
He does it on purpose.
He does.
He has to be doing it on purpose.
Yeah, it's like that guy that does the YouTube videos of like everything wrong with the movies you like. Like
he's that person for music.
He's ready to like throw hands at all times. Like it could be the best movie ever, and he'd be like, they look to the side a little funny, like ding, and I'm like,
yeah,
what's going on? Like this sucks.
Like it has to be perfect. It has to be perfect.
Right.
Like him saying Death Grips was an amazing album, 10 out of 10. The Money Store album, and then just like there are other albums where he's like, yeah, this thing is dog shit. I'm like, where did this come from? You know, it's like he's just very interesting. But AJR, back on topic of AJR, like, what would you say is like their favorite album by them?
Ooh, I would say Neo Theater. I could listen to that no skips. I love that whole album.
Need to write that down.
It's really good. And they like, you have to listen to it like beginning to end. Like every song like bleeds into each other type of thing.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Artists that have albums that bleed into... Oh my god. Have you listened to IDK's album? Is He Real? Is the name of the album? He does that same thing where like each song like literally turns into the next one so seamlessly.
I love that. Like I feel like it's so hard to do. Like Flower Boy does it too. There's this guy listening to Aries. His new album does that, and I was like, this is amazing. Like, how are you doing this so seamlessly? Like, I don't even know what's happening, and it's so good.
Yeah. No, I always love it when you know, like artists will like release an album and then like a lot of the songs will transition into one another. It's always so cool.
Yeah, like it's crazy because like the songs could sound completely different too.
Yeah.
And it's just, like, how did they make that work? Like that's crazy to me.
Exactly. So like I'm kind of, what do they, Dean? How did they say it on TikTok? It's giving.
It's giving blank energy.
It's giving alt type of music taste.
Okay.
And like kind of like that genre. Bro, I don't like that statement. It's giving. There's something about
it's giving.
It's giving. What the fuck is that? It's giving me a migraine. That's what
so
it's
you're
giving.
Saying, like, I think I like mostly like alternative music.
Yeah. So like no, like for you, like from what you've said so far, it's like you have the Flower Boy up there, you have the Rex Orange County, you have the John Bellion, the AJR. It's like you're. It looks like you're kind of like set towards like that genre and like that style of music. But what song was it? What song?
It's giving alternative pop.
Alternative pop is a good one, but the song you have with your brother does not quite fit that criteria.
Yes.
I'm trying to remember the name of the song.
Drive.
Yep. Sorry, I did not come as prepared as I should be. But Drive, yes.
We have the list here of your docs. That's gonna be another one.
I need to have all of this ready. Like I should be doing this. Okay. But that song with your brother is not like the same criteria. It's not like the same influence and inspiration as like bands like AJR or John Bellion, for example. Can you tell us about like the influences, about like what influenced that kind of song or what inspired that?
Yeah, my brother, we have similar music tastes, but like different at the same time. And he had that like track, and then I wrote to it. So his music taste kind of bleeds into that. Like he's very big into Flume and like Gus Dapperton and that kind of stuff. So, and like I like that kind of music too. I just don't listen to it like actively on like a daily basis. If he plays it in the car, I'm like, this is great. But yeah, so I think that's kind of where it came from. And so he was like, I have this song idea, and I looked through my voice memos and I was like, I feel like this would work really well. And I love Baby Driver. So I love that movie. And so I was like, all right, a song about something like that.
I was going to ask about your poster.
Yeah, so I love Baby Driver. Is like one of my favorite movies. My life used to say Baby Driver. Like I just love that movie. And so I was like, I feel like I want to write a song about that kind of. And so then, yeah, I wrote that to it, and of course he tweaked it a little bit and made it kind of fit around my lyrics a little bit more. But yeah, he's definitely really into that type of music style. But it's interesting because like his style is vastly different too. Like there's no telling like if he puts his phone on shuffle, what's gonna come up. Like exactly. I feel like I am kind of the same way, but I feel like he's on a grander scale of that. Like it's just completely different.
And it never has to be like the exact same as what you're influenced by. It's like that should never be the case actually, but like you know, it's like you can have like a different taste than the music that you make.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I have a special spot in my heart for like trap and rap music, but I would never write a trap song. But I mean, I would write if I would write it for someone else. But I just mean personally, I would never make myself write a trap song for myself. But like I could listen to it. I just get in those moods where I'm like, this is really what I need right now.
Who are your favorite trap artists?
That's difficult because I feel like some people fit into the trap but also pop genre. So it's like, but like Comethazine, I don't know what it is about his music, but like it switches a switch in me, and where I'm like, this is sick. Trippie Redd. I love Trippie Redd. And I feel like he also bleeds kind of more into rap. Ski Mask the Slump God.
Ski Mask the Slump
God. Can't get enough. Like I love Ski Mask.
I love that guy.
He's so like good with his words, like everything it's so good.
Comethazine gets his fan base and holds them in a chokehold. Yes, like what I fucking noticed.
I never want to meet that man. Low key, I never want to meet him because he kind of scares me too. Like I feel like he would bite me, but like he's cool. Like his music's really really cool, and like he does stuff. He switches up stuff sometimes where like you wouldn't expect him to do it. But I like it. It's cool.
Like my friend Lance, he lives in Albuquerque. He was telling me, he was like, yo, did you get your Apple Music thing yet? And I was like, oh no, I haven't gotten my rap, the end of the year, whatever.
Oh yeah.
And he was like, wait, what's yours? And I was like, oh, it's Spotify. He's like, oh yeah, who's your most streamed artist? And I was like, oh, let me check. Frank Ocean. It was like Frank Ocean, Kanye West, like that genre. That's my favorite. His was Comethazine, and I was like, dude, you're nuts. And not only was it Comethazine, but it was about 90 hours of Comethazine.
Yeah, he's on like Black Air Force vibe. It's giving Black Air Forces.
Big Black Air Force vibe. Oh my god.
You can tell a lot about a person from their Spotify Wrapped.
Oh, for sure.
That's facts. TJX6. Speaking of Black Force energy.
Oh my god.
TJX6. He went to Walmart, he sold a flat screen TV. Whatever the fuck. I mean, that's just such enjoyable music in my opinion. But yes, artists like Trippie Redd and Ski Mask the Slump God are super nice to listen to as well. Are there any other ones?
Let me think. I like Ian Dior. I don't know if he's like trap, but I feel like he's transitioning more into pop. But his earlier stuff kind of reminded me a little bit. Sometimes he has those moments where like he'll have a gun on a song or something, and it's just completely different. So I like his music a lot. But yeah, I can't think. Like I was gonna go to Rolling Loud like last year.
Oh shit!
I was gonna go to Rolling Loud. So I'm sure if I looked at that list, there would be more people that I can remember, but I just can't.
It's so like hard to like think through and be like, who's my favorite trap artist? You know, like because there are so many of them.
Yeah, and I know like once I hang up, I'll be like, oh,
yeah,
remember.
It's like this is what I wanted to say.
Yeah, exactly.
I've been listening to a lot of Yeet, for example. Yeet, Ken Carson, whoever that one guy is. I just started listening to what's his name, Summers.
I haven't listened to Summers. I haven't heard of Summers yet.
Oh my god, I'll add that to the list of things we need to remind River. Please listen to Summers. He had a brand new album just come out. But I've been listening to like that genre. Besides that, I do not really listen to trap music all that often. You
just have to be in a mood. Like you have to just be like you want to kind of speed a little bit when you're driving kind of mood.
Exactly. Like I need big hard bass energy coming out of like a trap song for me to like really play it in the car and just drive to it.
Yes, like Lyrical Lemonade when they came out with like that project, Really Red with Trippie Redd in it. That bass, like my car is like shaking and I feel like the hardest person alive. Like I just feel great.
It's a standalone feature for Trippie Redd. Fucking the bass in his songs, The Grinch, for example. Yeah. What the fuck is that bass? Like the first time I heard that song was when a guy drove by in a Jeep Wrangler playing that song, and I
like, sir,
what is that? But I heard it from a mile away. I was like, damn, like I heard this guy play the entire song. He had that song that loud, but like for real though, like his car was like shaking. Like you could see it from the outside. His car shaking.
He's like bouncing in his car.
Yeah, that's just like that's such a like Trippie Red thing to do.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Besides that, however, I feel like you and your brother would be really into this one artist. Actually, I'm not gonna write his name down because I'm just gonna say it right now. It's an artist that I'm like, Dean, take that smirk off of your face. Come on. He's an artist that I've been listening to a lot lately. Like
I know what
really-
you're gonna say, but you can say it.
His name's Fred Again. Is his
Oh
name.
my god.
Okay, now I'm
Oh
scared.
my god.
No, I
This
mean
guy with Fred again.
it's not like
Again.
I say it every interview.
Fred again.
Again.
You probably do, huh?
Just
I do.
because his name's Fred again doesn't mean you have to say his name again.
But I think
Okay.
everyone should know about Fred again and again and again.
Over and over.
All right.
But
Go ahead.
He makes like a kind of an experimental approach to like house and dance music.
Okay.
And his music's like really chill. He has a project out called April 14th to December something. I don't remember the dates.
Yeah.
But that project is all just him like recording samples from his phone out in public. Or like he'll like record someone and take like those samples, and he got like 5 or 6 and constructed his entire album around those samples and set those as like meanings and tones
Yeah.
for the album. And he'll have other samples in there too, which are really interesting to listen to. But besides that, his music is very high quality, very like sharp, and like just such like good energy like music to listen to. I'll definitely write that down actually.
So like, is the name of his project? Is it like the sounds he collected throughout those dates, basically? You're like, oh, okay,
Exactly.
cool.
Yeah, probably.
It's from that time range.
Okay, cool. I do definitely want to hear that because that's so interesting. Like, even when I watched Baby Driver, I thought it was cool, and then I read something about how like the director, like everything is on beat, basically, like every door closing, bullet, like everything is like on beat with the song that's playing.
Right.
And I was like, that's so like cool, and like people wouldn't know it. But I feel like that's such like a niche like thing to do. Like
the Easter eggs. and
yeah,
shit,
exactly.
you know.
I
love
have
Easter
so much
eggs.
appreciation for that type of stuff. So definitely send me that.
You have any Easter eggs coming up in your new album?
That's what I was gonna ask.
What do you mean? Like from
Like-
like reminiscent of old things old songs I've released, or like
It could be that, but it also could be
Yeah.
like physical, to where like the first letter of every song in your album spells out like River Smith, for example.
Which would be cool.
Which
that would be
very
cool.
We should do that.
That's like it's not entirely done yet. So, there is last minute adjustments that I
Right.
could do to make that possible. I do kind of want all my songs on the album to have a theme that all kind of collects together at the end.
Right.
So I definitely do want that.
An
Well, now that we gave
story.
the idea in your head, you're probably not gonna drop it for like another month now.
Yeah, I know. That's not going to come from my head because of this interview.
Yeah.
The
Sorry.
Frank
J
Ocean
Reid's going to be
effect.
so angry. He's going to be like, what did they tell you?
Exactly.
Dean, I have an idea. Like, I've been
Is it
kind
a-
of thinking about this idea as this interview has been going on, and it's not quite like anything we've ever done on this interview, and I feel like this is the one where we need to start doing it every interview.
I'm listening. I'm listening.
So we're gonna use River as kind of like a test dummy for
Guinea
this.
pig.
We'll call River a test smarty because I don't want to use the word dummy on River. However, River,
Yes.
if you open your Spotify right now, what is the song that you're last listening to?
Okay, so I might get points taken down for this, but I only use Apple Music.
Oh, that's fine. What
Okay.
was the last song you listened to on Apple Music?
Let's find out.
Sorry, I need to make that
Okay,
question
but
more specific.
I feel like this doesn't count because I was in my car and I was just like, it was just playing.
It
But
counts.
it was
Nope, it counts.
Adventures Out There by AJR.
All right, that counts.
It counts. That definitely counts. Mine is some like weird shit for sure.
Okay, well, that show us that, and then what is your most recently downloaded song?
Mine was Dermot by, believe it or not, Fred Again.
Oh wow!
Dean, what was
There
yours?
he is again.
Never guessed.
The last played song that I played, or is that what we're doing?
Yeah.
The last song that I played. Mine's just some drum and bass song that I had in the car.
New Slumber.
NU New Slumber by Kaizo Slumber.
How do I
So-
find my most recently downloaded song?
Well, on Apple Music, it's easy. It's right there.
Way easier on Apple Music. I'm gonna have to
Of course
pause
it's
this
easier on
interview.
Apple
Someone's
Music.
pounding on my front door right now. You guys can keep
Oh,
talking.
okay.
This
Okay.
That makes sense.
This was an insane buffer in the podcast. Again, this has never happened. We've never been interrupted like this before. Well, I thought the police were at my front door.
It's
So,
okay.
I was like, oh shit. Okay, if the
I
police
called her
are here.
Reid.
Oh. She must be from the Hobbies LLC, Dean.
Yeah.
Hey, you gotta look out for him.
Great.
So what did I miss? What were you guys talking about when I left?
The fact that you guys live in the same building.
That's it.
That's it.
But before that,
Oh, before that.
Before that, we were talking about what we were listening to on Spotify. Most recently downloaded. Actually, sorry. Hey everyone, welcome back. So my most recently downloaded song is Alley Cat by Art Thief.
Okay.
And I actually
Ooh.
downloaded that song like a month ago when I saw their concert. That was my most recently downloaded, Dean.
my most recently downloaded song.
Yes.
Where do I find that? On Spotify.
If you just tap downloaded, I think.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
Let me
But there-
see.
There's no way. Yeah, see, Apple Music is just way better.
Oh,
But-
okay. I mean, it was a song that was on a playlist, but I don't know which one. I think it was Demise by Ransom and Freddie Gibbs.
Oh,
I think it was that one because that's a really good song.
that's a good song. I love that song. River,
Yeah.
what about you? It's a lot easier for you to pull up. I know
It
that.
is.
on
It's so
Apple.
easy. Okay. The song, I don't know how to pronounce his name, but it's called Venus Flytrap. I think it's called, his name is Brackens.
Venus Flytrap. Wait, what does that album cover look like?
It's like this.
Here, wait. Say something so it switches to your screen.
Hello. Hello. This is
Okay.
what it looks like.
Yeah. Interesting. I need to listen to that.
He opened for like one of my favorite artists on his tour, so it's like, I was like, I have to listen.
Don't you love when that happens?
Yes.
When you're like at a concert and like the opener is just like, wow, you're amazing.
Right. Yeah,
I'll
like
listen to you forever.
that's my favorite thing. Cause even like when I went to see John Bellion, and he was for Glory Sound Prep, an opener came out and I was like, oh, this guy looks cool. And it was Marky Basie, and I just never knew what he looked like.
Uh-huh.
And then he started playing his songs, and I was like, oh, that's you? That's so cool.
Wow, this is
Good to put a face in the name.
fucking
Huh.
who was it? Joji? The difference between Joji and Pink Guy. It's like they're the same person, but like there's no way Pink Guy was the guy that made Glimpse of Us and made me cry under my bed for an hour.
Yeah, Glimpse of Us was a personal attack because why did he have to do that?
Like I didn't cry on my first listen. However, the music video with that song, it just made sense. And you know what? Yeah, I cried like a bitch.
Yeah.
Every time I listened to it, and every time
So
after.
sad. I'm like, okay, so now that's a new fear. A new fear is unlocked. Is that like that could happen? Like that's no, I had never thought about that until now.
He's like, hey guys, let me traumatize all of you.
Yeah, yeah. Let me make you question every relationship you've had.
It's like, come on, Joji. It's like as if Frank Ocean hadn't already traumatized me enough with Blonde. Here I am now, just like, oh shit, you know, this could very well happen. I have a lot of relationship fears, which is why I never take part in them. And also another reason why I don't take part in them is because people like Frank Ocean and Joji can really ruin my life because of them.
In 3 minutes.
Exactly. Tyler, the Creator with Igor,
Oh,
I
yeah.
was not ready for that album whatsoever. Like, I was not mentally ready for that album.
I love that album.
Do you want to hear the vibe?
Or
that-
emotionally ready.
Or emotionally ready. The vibe,
Yeah.
me, and I wasn't with Dean yet when the second the album dropped, but our friend Isaiah was like, "Yo, Alex, I'm gonna pick you up from work, at 9 p.m. and we're gonna go pull the senior prank. And we were like gonna do a senior prank. We were in high school when Igor dropped. Holy shit, we were in high school when Igor dropped. But we were like, yo, we're gonna pull the senior prank. Let's get lit. Let's get excited. Let's get happy. Let's turn up. We put on the Igor and we got halfway through the album and we were just like,
I'm not excited anymore.
right, holy fuck.
You were like, damn.
Let me question my life really quick.
Like, what the hell is going on? Yeah, and then we made it to the house we were going to like halfway through the album. So we didn't get to the songs like New Magic Wand and like the rest of them, like A Boy Is a Gun after. But what I know, like I feel like Flower Boy is your favorite album by Tyler the Creator. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it is on your wall.
It's on my wall.
So
that was a gift.
Oh.
But
Ooh.
I think Flower Boy, Call Me If You Get Lost is reaching that for me, because I just feel like it touches on all like parts of music that I like.
Right.
Like it has R&B, it has like all of those rappers in it. Like I don't know.
Like why is 42 Doug on that album, and why is it so fucking fitting?
Bro,
I have
it
no
fits
idea.
perfectly.
Like I heard it and I was like, wait a minute, like what? Like how did this come to be? Like what meeting did they have for them to all be on the song? But I liked it.
Yeah.
I don't
Never
know,
listened
like,
to a Tyler the Creator album with your friend. You know why? The first time you listen to a Tyler the Creator album, never listen to it with your friend, because what happens is you guys start a podcast together.
Yeah.
Dean, did you know that?
Never.
That's crazy. I'm so glad you brought that up to me.
I hope that doesn't happen to us. Oh
yeah,
wait,
that would never. No, that would
We'll
never
never do
happen.
it
I'll
happened.
never do
It
that.
happened to us for sure. Me and Dean we listened to our album together for the first time.
What
And
album was it?
it was Call Me If You Get Lost.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so
Yep.
we listened to that. I mean, I've been into Tyler for a very long time, but like that was just the
Yeah.
first one I listened to for the first time with Dean.
Yeah.
But we were dropping his girlfriend off first, and that was like a 30-minute drive before we actually put on the album. And the whole time I was just looking at the track list, and I was like, NBA Youngboy
Yeah.
on a Tyler the Creator song, or like 42 Dog, or fucking Lil Wayne wasn't as much of a surprise. We know they have good
Oh, yeah.
chemistry.
Yeah, it's just with Flower Boy too.
Exactly. Him on Flower Boy was amazing.
Amazing.
Same with like
Forgot about
Jaden
that.
Smith
Damn.
on Potholes on Flower Boy.
Yeah. Yep.
That's something I wasn't expecting either.
Me either. He sounds so young.
Yeah.
On Flower Boy. Like compared to
Exactly.
new music now, he sounds so young, but
Hmm.
I liked it.
Have you ever been to a Tyler the Creator concert?
I have. I've
Which
met
one?
Tyler one time when I was 15, and it was before I really like. I went for my brother because my brother like was obsessed with Tyler the Creator. And I was like, I'll go with you. And that man intimidated the shit out of me. I was like, I don't even want to go up to him. I was so scared. Like I just felt like, oh, he's gonna hate me.
Fair.
He's a really nice guy.
Yeah.
Really nice guy. And then I went to the Flower Boy for the tour.
The one
Dang.
at Marquee.
Yes. And
Everyone
I
but me.
there a couple times. But it was fun. I always wanted to go to Camp Flog now.
Oh.
It's like on my bucket list. I've always wanted to go.
I went to Camp Flogna in 2019.
Did you like it? Like, how was it?
It was amazing. Like
It was so
like
bad.
hard to put it into words how fucking beautiful it was, but I actually have it written down. While I find this, Dean's yet to go to a Tyler the Creator concert, dude.
Nope, hasn't happened yet.
Go.
Well, you have to.
But
It's
I
like
got-
an experience.
I helped him get his tickets though.
To
See?
go to the Call Me If You Get Lost. That was my birthday gift.
Yep. Yeah, that was his
What?
birthday present.
Oh, I want to go to that show so bad because like, doesn't he have a boat? And like,
Yeah.
oh,
Like the
yeah.
boat or like the car, you know.
that's so cool. Like,
I went to Flower Boy at the Marquee as well, and that was my first ever concert.
what?
My brother
I
dragged
was-
me to
I
that
was
concert.
there for that. I was
You were there for my first ever
Technically for your
concert,
first concert.
and my brother dragged me, and he was like, "Oh, like you're not ready for this shit," and I was like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "Dude, I'm 15, relax." And
I'm gonna go. I could do this.
bro, I was like, "Dude, why are you telling me to like be scared?" Yeah. Little did we know I was scared. After the Vince Staples set, I was like, "Holy shit!" I was like, "Dude, where am I? I'm tired. I'm sweaty.
Yeah.
I'm also in a little bit of pain." And then Who Dat Boy came on.
Oh yeah.
And I hadn't heard Who Dat Boy yet. Like, it was literally like the one song in the album that I didn't really listen to.
Yeah.
But
Oh man.
hearing that song live just flipped my opinion on that song so quick. That was my first Moshpit. That was insane.
GG, because Tyler Creator Moshpits are crazy.
They're something else. They're crazy for like 15-year-olds for sure, but once you like turn like 19 or 20, you're chilling in them.
Like, I Ain't Got Time was definitely like
the
my
I Ain't Got Time.
favorite.
And he still plays that song.
Yeah.
All the time. He knows people love that song.
Of course, bro.
But at Flogna, to commemorate the first mosh pit that I had, I moshed again to Who Dat Boy.
As you should.
And then at the Call Me If You Get Lost show, I also moshed to Who Dat Boy, but this time was different because I had the eagle eye view all the way at the top of Footprint Center. So I was just punching my friend Harrison the entire time.
You see,
yeah, you know, the box seats.
Character development.
They weren't box seats necessarily. Please. I am not at that level yet.
I'm just trying to hype you up.
One day, there'll be box seats, but I was sitting literally like you could grab the railing at the top of the fucking stadium. That's where I was sitting. But it was still really good. But at Camp Flognot, it was just like so insane because like that stage was really for him. We also saw YG. I'm reading off this list that I have. Brockhampton, FKA Twigs, IDK, Left Brain, Nakel Smith, which hadn't heard a word from Nakel Smith.
Wow.
Until that, like, I saw him live, and I was like, what the fuck? I thought he was going to be like a DJ or something, because I used to skate a lot, and he's like a really good skateboarder. He's sponsored by Supreme, and so I would watch his videos, but I thought he was going to DJ. No, apparently this guy has crazy fucking music. And so we saw him, Juice WRLD, we saw his last American concert before he passed away, Dominic Fike, Slow Tie, Judo, but then also we saw Drake, Uzi, and A$AP Rocky. That three-piece combo.
That's such a goated list.
It really is. Like Dominic Fike, I love Dominic Fike.
Yeah. Dominic Fike, when he was performing, there was like a fire happening on the mountain behind him. Made the scene even better.
I was gonna say, what great lighting.
Yeah, no, for real. And then the whole Drake situation happened right before our eyes too.
Yeah.
I was in the 6th row from the front when that happened. 6th or 7th row, like something around that. But everyone's like, Frank, we want Frank, we want Frank. Oh. And like I was in there, I was like, we want Frank, we want Frank.
I was gonna say, were you a part of the
Oh hell no.
Drake?
No, he definitely instigated it.
No. The second I saw Drake walk out.
Oh, this man.
Bro, because like when Tyler, the way he said it, he wasn't like, I'm gonna bring out 3 artists. He was like, I'm gonna bring out my friends. So I thought there was gonna be more after Drake. Like Rocky played 2 songs, Uzi played 2 songs, and then Drake played 2 songs, and that's what everyone else thought. They thought he was gonna play 2 songs, and then Frank was gonna come out. But then Drake was like, all right guys, I'm gonna stay. And I was like, oh my god, holy shit. And then everyone started booing behind me. And I'm like, what the fuck? Who's booing? Who's booing? And he ended it early. I was so upset. So was like most of the people there. It was just the people in the front that like were camping there until like since like 11, 12 a.m. Sorry, 11 a.m., 12 p.m. They camped there to see Frank Ocean front row. And they didn't get the Frank Ocean that they wanted, and they missed out on so much more of Camp Flogna.
Crazy. Yeah, like you're camping for that long. Like that's
exactly.
That's insane.
Yeah. So me and Dean like to play this game.
Okay.
Right.
I friggin' love this game.
We don't have a name for the game yet.
Okay.
Quite. I mean, well, like we kind of do. It's called the car game.
Okay.
As of right now, it's gonna change at some point. I hope. Probably won't. So what it is we're gonna list off, like me and Dean are gonna take turns. We're gonna list off a type of car.
Okay.
And then you're gonna tell us which one of your songs you would play in that car.
Oh, okay.
That's a fun little game. Dean, do you want to start us off?
Alrighty, so first things first. What song would you play in what is it? Like a Kia Soul?
Kia Soul?
Yeah, very basic.
One of my songs?
Yeah. Or you know, it doesn't have to be your song, but preferably like one of
Preferably,
your songs.
strongly
Yeah.
preferably one of your songs. They can be
Okay.
released or unreleased.
So, Kia Soul, my first ever song that I released on like iTunes and like at the time it was Vivo. It's when Vivo was like
Vivo.
thriving. I released a song called Perfect, and it was my first song. And you know, I feel like if I had a Kia Soul, like of course it gets me to point A to point B, but I'd be a little embarrassed to like pull up to the function in it. That's kind of how I kind of feel about Perfect. Like I feel like people play it, and I'm like, no. I feel like Kia Soul's like a starter car, and like
Oh,
my song Perfect, it was a starter for me. So definitely that song.
that's a good way to put it.
Thank you.
Kia Soul being the starter car and like you play like the starting song.
Yes.
So after you've had your starter car, you decide to upgrade more. And
Okay.
now at this point in your life, you've updated your car 10 times to the invisible boatmobile that Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy drive from SpongeBob. What song are you playing in the invisible boatmobile?
Oh, like the Elite. Oh my gosh. Okay.
That was a good one.
That was good.
Thank you.
It's gonna be a tie because you know Liar Cheater Loser isn't out yet. So I definitely think that's like elite right now.
Right.
But I do have a song called Letter Sweater that is out. And that's like one of my favorite songs I've written so far.
Letter
So,
Sweater. That's the
probably
one
that.
that's linked in your Instagram bio right now.
It is, and I did play it at Rebel Lounge.
Right. You did.
Yes.
I'm starting to like put everything together now. Because the
Everything's
first
together.
time I listened to you was at Rebel Lounge.
Right.
So now I'm like I can like piece everything together now that we're talking about that
Look
concert.
at where we are now.
Exactly. By the way, everyone, the Riversmith Instagram is up here. All right. Now that you've seen the link, Dean,
Plug.
what's the next car?
All right. Next is none other than an Aston Martin Vantage.
Ooh.
Brand new.
Wow.
Super clean.
Brand new Aston Martin.
Wow. Okay. So like we're thinking expensive. We're thinking, let me think. All the songs that I have right now, released and unreleased. I would say Drive with my brother. I feel like that's a song you want to just drive all day in that car, you know? So I feel like that's a fitting song for that.
Easy enough.
Right.
This is a good game. Like I've never heard of a game like this. Makes you really
It's like one of those like icebreaker games that you have to play at like a new school or like a new job or
Like,
something like
stand
that.
up
That's
in
what
front
it
of the
feels
class.
like.
What's your
Yeah.
name? What's your major? And what's your favorite food?
Yeah, what's your favorite food? Pizza.
This guy sucks. His favorite food
This
pizza.
This guy stinks.
Okay, River. Your next car.
Okay.
I don't know if the viewers watching right now have seen a pattern, but Dean picks all the real cars and I don't know cars whatsoever.
Okay.
You have gone to your nearest yard sale
Okay.
and have picked up every single part you can have to build your own car.
Okay.
And you build this car from the bottom up. So there's
Yeah.
no brand or anything, but this is like truly your car, and it moves very, very, very slow after you've built it.
Okay.
What song are you playing?
Okay. So
Very specific.
Very specific. I do have an unreleased song that I did build from the ground up. I produced it. I have the piano, everything myself, writing everything, and it's slow paced. It's a slow song.
Oh.
I would say that song is it's called Lesson, and it's definitely fitting for my DIY yard sale car.
I could just imagine like a slow song being for like a sunset, or like you're just like coasting down like a main road. But this slow song is when you are actually moving slow.
It's all rickety and like
No, it should be one of those You know, like those life hack like DIY like background music like
5
songs.
minute
You know what I'm
crafts.
talking about? Yeah, the 5 minute crafts.
Ding ding ding.
I love those videos.
Yeah.
Bro, those 5-minute craft videos are nuts.
They're absurd. Like
Like,
I
why
don't
are we
know
talking about
who's
this?
on these.
It's like, who sat there and was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna rubber band my bathroom door to my living room door, and we're gonna turn it into a ukulele. Like who's over there thinking about that stuff? Those guys at 5-minute crafts are genius.
They really are.
Genius.
So
Oh
frankly,
my god.
that's fun.
Speaking of like random shit, like 5-minute crafts does, are there any like hobbies besides music that you like find yourself to be like really talented in, or just like something that you like to take up?
Video games.
Dean has
I
entered
love
the
video
chat.
games. I love video games. Like I don't know. Maybe it's because me and my brother were so close growing up, and
Oh,
like
okay.
he played video games all the time. So and I was just like watching, like, how do you do that? Like I didn't play that. So definitely video games is my
Right.
hobby for sure.
Okay. Well, what are like some of your favorites?
I was gonna ask.
Okay, so pretty like I'm not gonna say nerdy because like I feel like everybody says that when they talk about video games. But I'm into Minecraft a lot. I love playing Minecraft. I could play that like when the pandemic happened, all day I played Minecraft. No breaks. Like maybe they could like order pizza and then I would just play Minecraft. Like Sims, could play it for days.
Right.
Fortnite. For some reason I'm really good at it. Like not born, but I just be like those poor 11-year-olds did not stand a chance. Like I'm building, like it's a great. And then I don't know, because sometimes I'll stream when I play video games, and they'll like request games for me to play.
Oh, okay.
But other than that, like I feel like those are my strong 3.
Okay. You said Sims, and I immediately thought of Sim City.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like I was huge on Sim City and like City Skylines.
Oh, I remember those. I feel like those were too like big picture for me. Like I need to like control one person and like
Yeah.
create a whole generation. Like I don't know why.
You need to have so much patience for those games.
Yeah, for sure.
So much.
I just love them. Like I feel like nobody sees the value in Minecraft for some reason. And I don't know, like I feel like you have to be.
It's only like the best-selling game of all time.
And I'm like, do
Like-
you have to have a plan? Because I'll ask my friends to play, and they're like, "What am I gonna do?"
Yeah, exactly.
And like anything, you could literally do anything
anything
you
you
want.
want. It's
And
like
they're like, that doesn't even sound fun. Like there's no objective. And I'm like,
exactly.
there is.
The
Yeah.
objective is what you make it. And like Dean
Right.
was saying, it's the most selling game ever. You know, it's like
Yeah.
you're probably like, if you know someone that says like, why would I play Minecraft? It's stupid. They are a closeted Minecraft player. They play that. They're just trying to be like, no, I don't play Minecraft. But no.
They like appear offline, and they're just like,
Yeah,
I
exactly.
can't wait to finish my cottage house.
Exactly. All right. Well.
Well,
This is
we're getting to that part of the interview.
that part. That specific part. Well, fuck, dude. We just had our interview with River, and River, we want to thank you very much for participating in this interview with me and Dean here today. And Dean, I really need you as your co-host, telling you to another co-host to start the hiring process.
Alrighty, so with everything that you've expressed to us in mind, and after carefully examining your resume, it is with our great honor to welcome you to the Job Hunt LLC.
Thank you. Oh my god.
Oh, look at her. She's
It's
crying.
it's okay. You can
Right.
cry if you want. Yeah,
I
you can
know.
cry if you want. It's okay.
I
I
started crying
understand.
before you started.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
That means determined.
What's your position? What are you working?
I'm thinking I could be like a good receptionist.
Oh,
Oh,
it doesn't have to be Dean anymore.
Security.
oh, thank God.
Dean, did you hear that?
Security and receptionist.
We finally have a
Wow.
security guard.
2 in 1.
Again.
Now we have someone that could break up the Rose Otadi and Tyreek 7-day fight that has been going on and is still going on.
I got you.
I'll talk to them
Oh,
after this. And I'll say Rivers on her way right now.
Good job.
And hopefully when Sai finally lands from his flight from Australia that he's been on for like a couple of weeks now,
Yeah.
he can also
Poor
sort
guy.
some things out. That guy said he's a quarter of the way here. He's been on that airplane for 2 weeks. Anyways, River, thank you very much for coming on this podcast with us today.
Thank you
Dean
so much.
is here with us. Dean, say
Hey.
bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Thank you guys. Bye.
And River, thank you very much for coming on again. You are watching the Job Hunt LLC. This is episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
8.
That means we've done 8 interviews. And I feel like they're getting better and better each time they go. So thanks for watching. If you like the content, please press the like, press the subscribe. I still don't know how it works. Press the whatever the fuck. Press the this, press the that, press the bell, and it'll send you a notification every time we post a video.
Yeah.
And you have to watch every one of our 2-hour-long videos.
I agree.
We've heard the complaints about 2-hour-long videos, and I have one thing to say about that. Shut the fuck up and fuck yourself. You're gonna watch the video. Alright? Thank you if you've made it this far. We love you guys. Have an excellent night. And also a quick message from Marcus, the editor,
Oh my
after
God.
this video. Alright. What's up, guys? It's Marcus, the editor, and Alex finally gave me some McDonald's French fries. Oh shit! I don't know what's going on with my camera, but thanks very much for watching this podcast with River Smith. My camera's breaking. Maybe one day Alex will fix it for us. Thank you for watching. Oh, now I'm gone. I am now the Golden Gate Bridge. Anyways, oh no!